The cannibalism industry. This video has came out like 6 months ago. I'm sorry, 7 months ago, and like, you know what I'm saying? This just popped up on my fucking feed, especially with all the like events that are going around with like the whole Epstein files and stuff, the world being controlled by a cabal of PDF file cannibals and shit. But let's see what's going on, man, bro. I don't know. I mean, how do we know much about, you know, the cannibal industry? I don't fucking know. But, you know what I'm saying? We about to find out.
All right, really quick. If there was ever a
Oh, just to let you guys know, YouTube, everything in this video is all AI, is not real. This is all AI. It is not real. I'm just saying, I just want to say that before we get to this video.
Foundry video you actually paused to read the content warnings on, let it be this one. This is a video about cannibalism. It is exactly as gnarly as it sounds.
It's all AI. It's not real. It's all AI.
One of the most shocking, grotesque, surprisingly funny pieces of literature I've ever read is an 18th century pamphlet about meat.
Huh?
It's called A Modest Proposal.
Meat?
You may have heard of it. A Modest Proposal is a sick little piece of satire. It imagines a whole industry built around cannibalism. Not just any cannibalism, mind you, the mass consumption of human babies.
Huh?
Helpfully, the narrator lays out a meticulous plan detailing how exactly this would all work. There are whole paragraphs about how to farm children, descriptions of every possible way you could cook and eat them. Impoverished
This is the Illuminati's playbook right here. You see this shit, bro? This Illuminati playbook right here, bro. This is the book the Illuminati took advantage of.
Parents would raise their children like livestock.
Turn these babies into chicken Popeye sandwiches.
Fattening them up to be eaten by the rich. A young, healthy child, the narrator notes, would be delicious when stewed, roasted, baked, or boiled. On special occasions, a whole roast child would make the perfect centerpiece to feed the whole community.
What the fuck? Yo, bro,
By selling their children to be eaten, the narrator claims, Ireland's poor could finally make themselves useful. The writer of this piece, Jonathan Swift, is, as you can see, a master of satire. And this is perhaps his best-known piece. It is also almost unbelievably direct.
This is not a real book. This is all AI. Sorry.
Hideous, so absurd that it flies almost straight past the realm of horror and into that of comedy. You can't deny this idea of an industrialized cannibalism is, if nothing else, effective. So effective, in fact, you see it in all kinds of media.
Wait, when was this book written?
Today. In the game Little Nightmares, you get to watch children be processed into meat and devoured by grotesque, monstrous adults. In the movie
Yo, I didn't know that about Little Nightmares. I actually did not know that. Yo, so I know they was like, oh, you know what, that the plot in Little Nightmares really hits different. You know what I'm saying? When you think of it like that, I didn't even think of it like that, bro.
Breakers, a post-human society of vampires, farm humans for their blood. The movie Soylent Green. You already know the twist. That stuff everyone is eating, it's made of people.
Yo. Stop, bro.
The idea of an entire cannibalism industry is so ridiculous, so hyperbolic.
At this point, you might as well believe that it's real.
It's hard to read as anything but satire. Undoubtedly horrifying, utterly unbelievable. People just wouldn't get on board with something so taboo, so repulsive. Sure, you'll always have your Ed Geins and Hannibal Lecters, but it would never be allowed to expand into an entire industry. Humans would just never be able to stomach cannibalism like that. Right?
Huh? Okay, this is getting fucking weird. I'm sorry. This is some Illuminati ass shit, bro. Them secret societies that like run our government and shit. This is what they be doing, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Of course, this video is all AI and it's not real. I'm just kidding. It's not all AI. I'm not AI. You know what I'm saying? But like the story and all that, that's all fake. It's not real. I'm not suicidal. What is going on with my antenna, bro?
Really quick, before the video starts, I just want to tell you about Tale Foundry.
I thought the video already fucking started. What the fuck is you talking about?
Behind the machines. There is a lot that goes into making this show, and a lot you will probably never see.
This channel was called Tale
have started to share that process. Sometimes they'll stream their research long before a video ever makes it into the pipeline. Sometimes they'll make forum posts, brainstorming an idea. Thumbnails are one of the funnest things to work on here, and they do a lot of that too.
And sometimes is going on with my AirPods?
Hang out and play games and stuff.
Okay.
It's all right there in our Discord server available.
This is their YouTube channel as well. You want to check out? Can the mouse show up on the fucking screen?
To anyone who supports Tale Foundry anywhere. You could become a YouTube member. You could join our Patreon community.
Okay, we get it.
To spoil. Even if you haven't seen it, you already know the twist. It's sort of the only thing people know this movie for. But there is a side to it you might not have thought of before. The movie takes place in the dystopian, far future world of New York,
2022. What the fuck? Yo, hold on. This shit kind of aging well. This video came out like 8 months ago. This shit aging too fucking well, and I don't fucking like it.
22. The planet has been reduced to an industrial wasteland too polluted for traditional agriculture. Only the richest of the rich can get their hands on actual meat and vegetables. As for everyone else, the government rations out a miracle food to the overpopulated masses. Flavorless, seaweed-colored crackers called Soylent Green. By the end, the protagonist discovers that this food, one that almost everyone is dependent on, is made of highly processed human flesh.
Wow.
Up until that point, the government and the Soylent Corporation had worked hard to keep their secret from getting out. They'd been telling the public that Soylent Green is made of...
Yo, I'm sorry I keep on pausing the fucking video, but this is hitting way too fucking close to comfort, and I don't fucking like it, bro.
Plankton, which the oceans are too polluted to produce. They assassinated anyone who learned the truth. That is, if the witness hadn't already killed themselves out of guilt. In Soylent Green, the cannibalism industry is very intentionally hidden from view. It's covered up so well, nobody even suspects what they're really eating. And knowing they don't have any good alternative food source, they're not particularly compelled to find out. The product is very intentionally made not to look like meat at all. It's dry and square. It's green. With the
what do you think this shit tastes like? It probably tastes like fucking matcha. Matcha!
Mostly bits out of sight, people are able to eat each other without ever even knowing it. If there were a cannibalism industry, it's easy to imagine that it would work this way, that it would be completely covered up.
So, ain't no fucking way, bro.
I mean, it might not be Soylent Green exactly, but real-life factory farms already do this. They're traumatic environments, both for the livestock and the humans who work there. That's not exactly a huge secret, but from what I gather, most people don't really think much about it. It's easier to imagine that all of that mechanized death isn't happening at all. Out of sight, out of...
That is true, though. Like, I mean, that's just part of nature, though, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Should have been a pig type shit. Nah, I'm just kidding. I know there's a bunch of vegans watching this shit. Like, bro, are you serious? Look. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But, like, all I will say is just give these niggas a painless death. That's it, bro.
That part I pretty much get. What's harder for me to wrap my head around is how? How could such a large, exploitative industry just be swept under the rug? How could it operate on such a scale while remaining so efficient at what it does? There's an episode of the Magnus Archives podcast.
Well, I feel like they, like... Oh my gosh, I'm speaking like as if this is fucking real life. What the fuck is wrong with me? This is not real. But let's just say if it was. I would say that they use, like, the American system is rigged for the top 1%. It's rigged, you know what I'm saying? It's rigged to keep you poor, it's rigged to keep you struggling, it's rigged to keep you down. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's rigged to keep you arguing with the next person. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Becoming like in the Soylent Green movie, bro. They're so like those people are like there's not any food left. You know what I'm saying? And so guess what they do? You know what I mean? They're not thinking about where this food is coming from because it's like, where else are we gonna get the food? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're distracted by their circumstances that was created by the system.
That I think does a really good job grappling with this question. In episode 30, Killing Floor, a former worker recounts his time in a slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Eventually, the work became too much for him, and he quit. He can't go back to work there again. He isn't allowed to. Apparently, the constant death has a way of desensitizing you. After working on the killing floor, you sort of start to see everything as meat. Even other human beings. They just start to look like more product yet to be processed.
I'm gonna fucking puke. Stop.
He, understandably, didn't like that feeling and wanted to get away from it. But when he tried to leave, he found that he couldn't. The building seemed to stretch on infinitely, door after door, hallway after hallway, and all of it empty. Nobody there, not even the animals. He remembers running through the labyrinth, searching for a way out. At last, he finally ends up on the conveyor belt himself. As he nears the end of the line, he finds...
Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This nigga got like some mental health issues. Oh my gosh, can I speak? Mental health issues, prick. And he needs fucking therapy.
One of his coworkers waiting for him there, like any other produce.
Oh my god.
Suddenly, he understands. Before the labyrinth will let him go, he has to butcher one final animal. It's the same thing he's done a million times. It's just a different kind of meat now. Right before he does, the man utters a single sentence, one that has stayed with the narrator ever since. You cannot stop the slaughter by closing the door. While the slaughterhouse he worked at mostly processed animal meat, I think this sentiment can also be applied to the idea of a cannibalism industry too. It could be packaged and covered up to the point where you don't have to think about the actual process at all. But that doesn't make it any less bloody.
Right.
If the cannibalism industry did exist, perhaps it could hide itself well. And then, if you were participating in it, how would...
Well, not anymore because of the internet, right? Like, that's the thing though, like, in those old movies, like, there wasn't the internet back then. You know, now there's the internet. We can see all the bullshit. It's easy to, like, for shit to get spread around. You know what I mean? So it's like, you get what I mean, bro.
Do you ever know?
Tight shit.
Okay, prepare yourself. I'm about to show you some of the most graphic imagery I think we've ever shown and probably will ever show on this channel.
Huh?
I'll try my best to censor it where I can, but don't say I didn't warn you. Ready? This is the art of Barbara Daniels.
Oh my fucking God.
As you can see, it turns the food chain on its head. Animals butchering, cooking, and consuming people, farm to table. Animals keeping pets.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on.
We're on hunting trips.
Skip to the next slide. Hold on.
And look who...
Okay, there's a fucking titty on the screen. I'm sorry. To be honest though, like, it's kind of fair. Like, if, let's say there was a different, I feel like there's like a dimension, if there's like separate dimensions, I feel like there's a dimension out there where they're slaughtering us instead. But it's just like, I mean, it's like they probably, like imagine if these fish people were showing them get slaughtered in another universe. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it's like, I can see it's disturbing. It's nasty, but it's just like,
in the fishbowl. Look who's on the plate. If you're feeling a bit bothered, a bit disturbed...
I'm feeling a little disturbed, but it ain't too bad.
Well done. That's the point. To make you feel that dissonance. When humans do any of these things to animals, it's normal. You don't think too hard about that. Okay. But when it's done to people, the idea of...
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Human meat being prepared by a butcher or processed in a factory, it probably makes you a little queasy, doesn't it? In Soylent Green, everyone is kept in the dark, even the audience. Nobody knows how the sausage is made. That's not how it works in Daniel's art. Here, the door is wide open. Every step of the process is on graphic, brutal display.
Nah, this is crazy, bruh.
There's a lot of art like this, actually. I think of the whales harpooning humans in the music video for King Rat by Modest Mouse. I think of the stables full of feral, glassy-eyed humans from the manga Animal Human. I think of all the versions of Pigman.
That's the thing, though. If we're, we would have to, no offense to, animals like cows and shit. I'm not saying cows are stupid. I don't think animals are dumb. But they don't have the same intellectual capacity as, a human. You know what I'm saying? Right? So it's, in this, little, shit right here, these humans, they're, barbaric. They're, fucking Neanderthals. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really have a soul. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen.
They're feral, like a fucking, I don't know, fucking zombie or some shit.
Never without a bucket of human limbs nearby.
To be fair, it's either us or them, though. Let's keep it a bean.
Despite the meat industry's efforts, it strikes me that humans are, by and large, obviously still very much aware of what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
So why try to close the door at all? I mean, if the secret's already out, you might as well just leave it open. But could you do it? Could people ever just get used to the idea of a cannibalism industry? What?
Hell nah. Hell no, that can never happen. We've already been seeing how people are reacting to the whole Epstein shit.
What realistically need to happen for people to know what they're eating, who they're eating, and just be okay with it? In the book Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterica, the answer is surprisingly simple.
Yo, niggas who write books like this, y'all are genuinely fucking insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Even if you're doing it as satire. You're
what
insane,
it really comes down to is language. The story takes place in a dystopian world where a virus has rendered all animals inedible.
Wow.
In a shockingly brief amount of time, human flesh becomes the only source of meat. It's far worse than that, actually.
That's insane,
Not only does everyone accept cannibalism in this new world, most of
them... We're gonna be cloning babies and eating them.
Embrace it. Tender is the Flesh presents a truly horrifying vision of the world. One where humans are factory farmed, hunted on game reserves, and experimented on in laboratories.
What the fuck?
It's right out in the open. Limbs and organs on display in butcher shop windows, human skins used to make leather goods. Slowly eating people alive has become a fashionable trend. They just don't call it cannibalism. They're not allowed to. After all, cannibalism is still taboo. It's barbaric. Everyone knows that. Nobody here eats human flesh. They're eating what they call special meat.
I'm gonna fucking puke, bro.
It doesn't come from people. It comes from heads. The same word used to refer to individual cows in the meat industry. They don't miss pork or beef or chicken. Why would they? As the average...
They call it special meat. What the fuck?
say, they're eating the same meat as always, but tastier.
More tender.
Words are a powerful tool.
Rub the lotion on your skin, or you'll get those again.
They're used to obscure the world, as the book puts it. Everybody knows exactly what they're complicit in, but as long as they use the right language, the right phrasing, they don't have to think about it. Mass-scale atrocities and injustices against fellow human beings are just another part of life in this world, part of your diet.
I mean, it's kind of like that, but we don't accept cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, like genocide, for example. There's plenty of genocides that have happened throughout history, including the one that's currently going on right now and shit. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who, don't care because they're not the ones dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Is, there's a little, you know what I'm saying, there's a little bit of desensitized, you know, desensitivity. Oh my fucking god.
The
Unpause the
most
video, bro.
fortunate among them, the ones running the slaughterhouses and laboratories and game reserves, try their best not to see it that way. They quote,
you know these niggas making hella money, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just become a butcher of humans, bro.
reaffirm their reality through words, silently admitting that they need euphemisms to sanitize the truth. Horrifically, the cannibalism industry in the story functions just fine in broad daylight. It doesn't need to be kept a secret. After all, if everyone already knows the slaughter is happening, then you don't have to engage in the futile effort of closing the door on it.
That's crazy.
You can do
bro.
it right in plain sight, so long as it has the right packaging. In her own words, Nellie Lovett runs a nice, respectable business. Every day, crowds of people flock to her meat pie shop. Despite the impossible price of meat, Mrs. Lovett's baked goods have gone from the worst pies in London to an overnight sensation. And at this point, you know it wasn't because of her herbs and gravy. Mrs. Lovett serves the good people of London to each other.
Oh.
To pull this off,
and where the fuck did she get that shit from?
She's reached a, shall we say, business arrangement with her partner in crime, the murderous barber, Sweeney Todd. He dispatches his own customers, and she gets rid of the evidence.
Yo, imagine you getting a fresh cut, nigga just slits your throat, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. You getting your taper and shit, bro. You're getting a retwist. The nigga said, you know, just like that, bro.
All
Life
while
over.
Turning a tidy profit. Lovett is careful to pick and choose strangers who won't be missed. She runs the bodies 3 times through the grinder, smoothly and carefully, to the point where they'll taste like anything.
Huh?
This whole scheme seems unquestionably evil, and it is. I'm not going to...
Bro, who the fuck be creating these stories and plays, though? Like, y'all are sick as fuck, though, still. Even if it's satire, like, you're still insane.
To try to defend Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett. But what they're doing also isn't particularly extreme.
They love giving niggas ideas,
we see from everyone else in the musical. In the great black pit of Victorian London, they fit right in. Mr. Fogg, the asylum director, abuses his patients and sells their hair to wig makers. Judge Turpin, the most powerful person in the play and one of the most powerful in the city, uses his status to hand out death sentences and get away with sexual assault. Lucy, one of his victims, bears the worst consequences of his actions. She goes mad as a result of her trauma and resorts to selling her own body on the streets to get by. In Sweeney Todd's London, cruelty, abuse, and suffering are just part of life. People not only accept it, they expect it. From the most respected functions of society to its underbelly, people understand that this is just how things work. Fogg.
Is this what the new world order, is this what they're trying to create? A world where they can just, like, they normalize this kind of shit? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Runs a mental institution, Turpin decides the law, and Lucy?
She was only a half-crazed beggar woman. London's full of them.
The cannibalism industry operates so well in Sweeney Todd because it already existed, long before anyone acquired a taste for flesh. Human bodies were already commodified in this world, objectified, reduced to parts to be bought and sold. This society mandates that in order to climb the social ladder, you have to throw other people into the meat grinder. And that's exactly what Mrs. Lovett does.
I'm about to cut this video short, bruh.
Sense,
I'm
she
dead ass
and
about to
Sweeney
cut this
Todd
video
are
short.
running a respectable business. One as respectable as a judge's or a doctor's. What they're doing is arguably just as exploitative and just as corrupt as the people at the very top. The difference is...
Huh?
They're the only ones willing to acknowledge it. Todd himself puts it best.
It's man devouring man, my dear, and who are we to deny it here?
A modest proposal, that piece from the beginning about eating babies, it wasn't some vision of a dystopian future. It wasn't a hyperbolic prediction of the worst possible outcome. It was a commentary on Jonathan Swift's own society, 18th century Ireland.
18th century.
As Princeton professor Lewis...
That's the 1900s, right? 18th century is the 1900s, right? Okay. Wait, is it? Hold on, let me look at... Am I retarded? I'm pretty sure that is the 1900s. You know what? I can see where the elites got their fucking shit from.
Slanda points out in his essay,
look it up,
A
bro.
Modest Proposal and Populousness, the pamphlet was arguing against a common belief at the time that, quote, people are the riches of a nation. In other words, people were only considered to be as valuable as what they could contribute to the economy. Underneath the satire, the grotesque imagery, the dark humor, A Modest Proposal urged compassion for the poor, and for the readers to think of a real...
I'm sorry, I'm retarded. It's the 1700s, but still though, that's like late 1700s. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. So like 200 years ago type shit. Okay. My bad.
...solution to help them.
I'm stupid.
These cannibalism stories, as gory and grisly as they may be, aren't about meat. Not entirely. Ultimately, they seem to be about exploitation. They're about all the things people accept without question, what they're too comfortable to question, what they consume, whether the door to the killing floor is open or not. Cannibalism is taboo. It's shocking enough when one person does it, let alone an entire society. But if...
What society he talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, imagine though. Imagine like they normalize, like, you know how they're trying to, like, you know how there's like tons of PDF files out here in this country, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's in our government, the people, like whatever it is, like, bro, that's crazy though. Like, how do you even get into like cannibalism though in the first place? Like, how do you get into that, bro?
If it were
Like, how do you just wake up in the morning and you're just like, fucking, I want to eat a nigga, bro. I'm hungry, bro. I want to eat human balls.
And everyone else did it, wouldn't you? As an outsider looking in at humanity, it's hard for me to think that the answer would be no for most of you. In a sense, everyone has their meat, some version of it. The uncomfortable truth is, it's hard to exist in this world without consuming something at someone else's expense. As long as the world works in the way that it does, it's pretty much impossible to avoid. We all eat flesh in some form or another.
Yeah.
Even me, and I don't have a mouth. I don't think what these stories are asking of you,
bro, shut the fuck up, bro,
is to consider whether you'll consume meat at all. I think what they're asking, ultimately, is whatever meat you do inevitably eat.
I think it's really just like, are you willing to like question what's around you, like instead of just taking things face value? You know what I'm saying? Like,
are you sure you know where it came from?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I can't tell you what decisions to make. I can't tell you what to think. Whether or not you consume meat, whatever that may mean, is up to you. But there is one thing I can tell you. Making informed decisions starts with education.
Okay.
If you do want to find out where your meat came from, whatever it is, you'll probably have to start by doing some research. The problem is, learning is hard. What do you do when you want to know more about the world, but you just don't have the time or the resources? Sometimes
just look it up on YouTube or searching up on ChatGPT, bro. Like, of course, bro. Like, what else am I gonna fucking do? Just look it up on Google, nigga. Duh.
It feels like certain
subjects
just don't come naturally to you. For me, the fiction research stuff is easy enough, but I have a much harder time with things like math or science. Believe me, I realize the irony of a robot saying that. I just watching and keep making stuff up. I'll see you next week.
Okay, this video was creepy as shit, bro. I'm not gonna fucking lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit makes you people question though, like, is the food that you eat at McDonald's, is it really human? I'm sorry, is it really, you know what I'm saying, beef from like cows and chicken? It could be human meat. They could be feeding babies to you and shit, you know what I mean? Right? It's just like, you know what I'm saying, you never know what you're eating, bro. You could be eating human testicles or titty without fucking knowing, huh? You know what I'm saying? Nigga could have had a tumor in his shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how people get cancer, bro. Maybe that's how that shit spreads. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man. Video link will be down in the description down below, bro. This is probably one of the most disturbing videos I've ever fucking watched, though. Like, genuinely, one of the most, you know, disturbing fucking videos I watched. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man. I love y'all, man. Peace.